Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. It was a night that I would never forget. It was March 18th, 2011, 11:30 at night. How many here are married? Raise your hand if you've been married. I've been married. Almost everybody's been married, right? Except for Julie. We'll work on that, Julie. Do you remember, Jane, do you remember the night that you were proposed to? Raise your hand if you remember that night. Go way back. Emmett, what, 7 years? Remember that night you proposed to your wife? Wasn't it a special night? Yeah. It sure was. Let me tell you my night. It actually started back in December of 2010. I knew Jane Strong was going to have her birthday in March, and we wanted to do something special for her. So we contacted her family. Now, Jane's from Canada. We can't help that. But all her family is up in Canada, and also on the west coast of Canada, over in Vancouver and Ottawa, from all over. So this time, they wanted to come down to celebrate Jane's birthday. Now, most of you guys know, most of the old members know that Jane and I have been going together since 2001. When I got out of the Air Force, I came here to Florida, and she was the president at the time. And I liked her a lot. But it took about 6 months to a year for me to get to know her, that I wanted her to be part of my life. But getting back to this special night, I was planning for this. I said, I really want to do something special for Jane. Now, in 2005, I gave Jane a friendship ring. It was a nice little bit of diamonds there. And I asked Jane, what do you want for your birthday? She says, I want an upgrade. I want an upgrade. Now, I never thought about doing this that night. I said, okay. And I looked around. I looked everywhere. And buying a diamond ring, it's not cheap these days. And I wanted to buy something special for her. We got a hold of her family. Her brothers, her sisters, all were coming down. We had some people from that she knew here in St. Pete. They came out to this party. And I live in a gated community, and I reserved my clubhouse. It's a beautiful clubhouse. So Jane and I started playing this since December for her party. We got a band. We had somebody that came in, cooked all the food, and it's going to be a wonderful night. Only one person actually knew about what I was going to do, because I needed a mentor. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to make this special. So I actually asked this person, what's the best way to do this? I was thinking about doing it at the party, but then he says, why don't you do it privately? So I said, okay, this is going to be the night. So I ordered the ring in January, and I had it handmade. I actually took her last ring, we melted it down, because all in one, and I added 3 more diamonds on it. And it came out beautifully. I was just so proud of the ring, because I designed it. So came the special day. All the family came in Wednesday. Nobody knew about it. And I was thinking about how I'm going to say it. I was going to do it Friday evening, about sunrise. Sunset, not sunrise, sunset, about 7:30 in the evening. Well, you know how things go. Everybody comes down. We got the clubhouse. We had to set it up. We had to set up all the chairs. People showed up late. Then we had to go out and buy the liquor. So that took time. We had to go to the Coast Guard station to buy a liquor. And then we had to set the place up. We decorated it because the next day was the big party. And then her sister was driving back to her place to change. She got a flat tire. And we got to change that. And it took time. And then we went out for dinner. The time we got home was 11 o'clock at night at her place. And I go, it's got to be done tonight. Tomorrow's the big day. What am I going to do? And I walked outside her place. She lives at Pasadena Beach. How many ever been to Pasadena Beach? Isn't it gorgeous? Well, she lives on a second story overlooking the water. And I went outside and I saw the moon. I have never seen a moon so clear and so light. It lit up the whole bay. And I go, wow, I said, what a beautiful night. Now, Jane was getting tired. She said, I've been a busy day today. I said, Jane, we just had a big meal. Let's go for a walk. She said, What, 11:30 at night, go for a walk? You know I got to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I said, Jane, I need to go for a walk. And she says, okay, okay. And just before I left, I went and grabbed a flashlight. She said, what are you grabbing a flashlight for? I said, well, you never know. It's dark outside. She said, no, the moon is beautiful tonight. Look at that beautiful moon. You don't need a flashlight. Well, she didn't know that I actually put a shell in my other pocket. So I convinced her to walk on the beach with me at 11:30 at night. And we started walking down the beach from the Don Cesar down to the end of Paso Grill. We started talking about what's going to happen tomorrow. We hope the food shows up and everybody has a good time. We had over 65 people that was invited to her birthday party, and all their family there. And we just walk along the beach, and I'm thinking, and the tide was coming in. It was just like a gorgeous night. You can see dolphins jumping out. You can see it was just the moon just lit up the whole the Gulf. And I said, okay, this is my time. I went over my mind, this is my time, and I stopped. And she said, what are you doing? I said, okay, keep walking. I stopped again. And I knelt down. And before she saw it, I put the shell in the sand on the Paso Grill beach. And she didn't see me put the ring inside the shell. I said, Jane, look at this beautiful shell. Have you ever seen a shell this beautiful? She said, wow, look at that. And I opened it up. I said, well, here's the flashlight. Why don't you look inside the shell? She said, what do you mean? I said, look inside the shell. And I lifted it up. And there was a ring that I had underneath the shell. So I did my little talk. And, guys, well, I've done this before. I love you so much. We've been together for 10 years. Would you be my wife? And for the first 30 seconds, she was just like, wow. She's never been married before. And I go, wow. She said, what? I said, Jane, the water was coming in. My pants were getting wet. And the ring was still there. The ring was there. And I go, Jane, please say yes. So I gave her the ring. Of course, she said yes. It was a night that I'd never forget. We went back to her place. It was 11:45. Matter of fact, I think it was midnight. And her brother was there. Her brother says, wow, Jane, you're like you lit up. Look how beautiful you look. She's all lit up, smiles and everything. And she showed her ring to her brother. And he was just so happy for her. And it was one of the beautiful nights we ever had. And then the next night was a party. And no one knew about it all day long. She went to class at the Don Cesar. She went shopping with her friends, went clothing shopping. No one noticed the ring. No one noticed it. And then that night, everybody had a beautiful meal to eat. We had the band playing. I said, I'd like to make an announcement. Told a little story about how Jane and I met in Toastmasters. So there's a chance for you, Julie. Toastmasters the place. There's a chance for you. And then I let Jane finish the story with walking on the beach. So it was a night that I'll never forget. I love you, Jane.